And it could be frustrating at times, when you get these interruptions, but those are the easy ones. Those are the ones that, okay, you can deal with that. You get interrupted, you move on. But what happens when really serious things happen? When someone's sick in the family, or you're not feeling well, or, a family obligation calls you, and you have to leave your business, it affects you not only physically, but it affects you emotionally as well. And it's really hard to keep going when you're faced with some personal turmoil. For example, just in my own life, and some of you know this, I haven't posted this, I posted it on my personal Facebook page, but not anywhere else. I recently, last week, lost my two beloved dogs 4 days apart, which is just absolutely devastating. I've posted photos of them before, and even here in the group, with Luigi, my Maltese, and my beautiful Gizmo. They were both like 14 and 15 years old, and it was just horrible to lose them within 4 days of each other. And so it was really hard when this happened, to just, being so devastated to have to keep working. People were still, even though this happened in my life and I'm, crying my eyes out and I'm just feel like I want to crawl in bed, I have, people are emailing me. I've got obligations, responsibilities to my work, and I can't just shut off like that. So I still have to keep working. The members still have to be approved in the groups and posts, and everything has to be overlooked. I have to look over everything, and I can't just stop. And so when things like this happen in life to us, and we have to keep moving forward, this is a huge challenge. Like I said, the little things, the annoying things that interrupt our businesses and daily lives, we can handle, but then big things come, the small rocks and the big boulders come that can just really knock us off our game. And it's really hard to stay on track and not lose focus when things like that happen. So just some advice and just some things I did. I mean, the first few days were really awful, and I had to give myself time, obviously, to grieve and to be away from the computer. But I made sure that I did force myself at times to get back on. And, ironically, it does help to be distracted. So when you're going through something, emotional and personal, maybe you're going through a breakup or a divorce or whatever you're going through, having that time, a lot of times working will help because it will distract you. But you have to be kind to yourself as well. You cannot beat yourself up and say, oh my gosh, I'm neglecting everything. I mean, you're going through a personal crisis, a time maybe of grief or of, turmoil. So you also have to be good to yourself as well. So, it's been, for me, it's every day, I don't think it gets better. I mean, it's getting used to basically not living with, with my fur babies. And so it's really hard, but I'm finding it's easier to get working again more steadily and, and get my mind off things. So I think the best advice I could give you for whatever you're going through, when you feel like just overwhelmed and your, personal life is intruding on your business life, is to take a deep breath, take some time out for yourself, and do just what you need to do, what is necessary to do right now. I mean, and that's it. If you can only do, a half hour for that day, then, everything's going to have to wait. You have to put yourself first in these times. And especially if you're dealing with, like I said, anything with your families or friends or, anything that's taking your attention away, you try not to stress out about it. Just to see if you can get help, see if people can come and help you, and reach out. Don't be afraid to ask for help during these times, but don't give up. So you got to keep moving forward no matter what happens. You got to stay in the game. I remember in 2003 when my father passed away suddenly at 59 years old of a heart attack. Actually, he died on Christmas Eve. At the time I had a hair and nail salon, and I was actually shocked and devastated, and I was also going through a divorce at the time, so it was a terrible, terrible time. But I never forget, even though when the funeral and all this stuff was happening, I'm like, oh my God, I have to do payroll. I had 17 employees or whatever at the time at the salon, and they had to get paid that Monday. I mean, no matter what happened to me in my life, they had families, they had to get paid. So I had to pick myself up and I had to do payroll, in the midst of it, with the divorce, of the grief, of everything. So, but it was a lesson to me that, no matter what happens, you just got to keep moving forward. And of course, like I said, give yourself the time, but just know that, by doing the things that you need to do for your business, it's going to help you pull you out. The worst thing you probably could do when things fall apart is to just give up and get into bed and, and let yourself lose yourself. I really believe that, because if you do that, sometimes we want to do that, but it's maybe for a day you can do that, but you can't stay in that place. You got to get up and you got to keep going, no matter what is happening in life, you got to keep moving forward. And so that's just my advice for you today. If you're struggling with anything that's you feel like is getting in the way of your business, whether it's small, the little annoying things, or the big things, just keep moving forward. Take a deep breath, take it minute by minute, and you're going to get through this and everything's going to be okay.